Welcome, everybody. It's Robert, the comic book G-Man. How's everybody tonight? Welcome to the Nerdy Collective. And now that I got you all here, we got a little bit of this. Again, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. We had a few people in the house. We got Captain Comics, Boy Who Had 7, Tabitha North, Aggressively Relaxing, Marvelous Comics is in the house, Condisa Dorks, Javi, how you doing? William Sandwood, California Blend, hello love, how you doing? Great stuff. And we have Monty, Splash Page, how you doing, brother? Okay, so first book I'm going to show you for tonight, I'm going to be honest. It wasn't good. I was hopeful, but it wasn't that great. And it was called Cthulhu Tales. Now, y'all know I like anything with H.P. Lovecraft. This literally had 7 stories in this book, this thick comic book. Art was okay. Stories could have been a little bit better. I was expecting more like Fatale or something like that. But on with the show. I'm going to get this going on for about an hour, you guys. And my next guest, here you go.
guest, co-host.
My co-host. That's exactly right. We got two co-hosts tonight. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna show off. Well, two. I got Vampirella. I got some reading done this week. Vampirella 11 was really good. Christopher Caprice actually pulled from some older Warren background, so it's good. It's pretty interesting. But you guys would, if you guys aren't reading it, Christopher Caprice's run, I would recommend you guys read this run. It's actually a really decent run. So that, and then Once and Future was really good this week too. Beowulf makes an appearance.
Sweet.
Yep.
Oh,
and
I
Merlin.
want to read this. I want to read this.
Yeah.
I've heard a little bit. I seen John Comics with Kids did a little review on that today. That was pretty interesting.
Yep. Beowulf is in it. Yep. Merlin's in it. Merlin reminds me a little of you, but
yeah, he said it was really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You'll like it, Robert, for sure.
Awesome. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So I got two co-hosts tonight. We don't have a guest tonight because this is part 2, and we want to get through the hour to get on the subject we were trying to get onto last week. I had a wonderful guest on last week, Adam. He was awesome, gentleman. Had a really good show. So this week we want to kind of get back into the conversation. And without further ado, another good buddy of mine, my second co-host for tonight, is going to help me out with this tonight. Here we go. Here you go. Yo, John.
Man, 2 weeks in a row you got me here this early.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Well, hi, I'm John from Marvelous Comics. And you started off. Yeah, I know you've got the, and now I got you with the hook. Here's the book.
Yep.
And you started off. You started off and you like, now that we're here, and I was like, oh man, don't run with that. But all right, so I'm going to show. I read Thor 411, which was it's an old story, and most of you have probably read it. If you haven't, and you like seeing Thor get his butt kicked, that's the one that you want to watch or want to read, because Juggernaut just completely beats him all over the place.
Juggernaut has been getting a lot of love lately from a lot of different.
First appearance of the New Mutants, and now it's going to say first cameo, but here's my view: if they talk, it's not a cameo.
Yeah, that's right.
And every single one of them talks. That is the first appearance. But if the grading companies say, "Well, no, it's just a cameo," no, that's the first appearance. Because if you're speaking, first appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully done. That's kind of on the conversation where we're trying to get with this tonight, part of it. So who wants to start first? John, do you want to start first? Okay, so let's get to the nuts and bolts. So for new people that are out there, I'm talking about new people. We got a lot of experienced people in the chat that are watching this. They're like, watching, what are they going to talk about? Nothing bad here, guys. Okay, realize this.
Just in case somebody that watches it on Rewind wants to learn something. Yeah, so not for you guys.
Yeah, let me put this up, and then I'll have John, whatever wants to volunteer first.
Okay.
We're doing CBCS, Werewolf by Night, 8.5. That's a graded book. Now, this is the older one, but John's going to show you a newer one. The casement itself. And that's a CDC slab. This is a gold label, signed by Art Germ. So this is pretty neat. So for new collectors out there, I get this question asked a lot. Which company do you go with? And what do you say? I like them both. They both got their pluses and their minuses. But then you also have to talk about, no, I got to do something really quick here. No, I don't have to. I can take it out of here. There we go. I do not take it out of the Mylar. But like a perfect example, raw book. Okay? So you get this question a lot. What do I collect? How do I do? Am I doing it for investment? You doing it to flip it? Blah, 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 blah.
Depending on what you want to do with it, depending if you want what is it? Who that does his hobby funds his I'm trying to say it, but his hobby funds it. You know what I mean? His books fund his
fund
hobby.
yourself. Yeah, mine does the same thing.
So
yes, I mean, it's me. I'm going to say it's your personal preference. If you have a book, you know,
show me new one, buddy.
I like to display mine, so I grade mine and then I throw them into frames and stuff, and you know
I do too.
I put them up on the wall.
I need to upgrade, but yeah, I do too. But they're all on the other side of the room. They're not on this side. They're on the other side.
But yeah, I really think it's up to your personal preference. It's what do you like. I don't really, if it's for me and it's my book and I know I'm going to keep it forever and I love the cover, I love the art, I'll grade, you know, a 1.8 just because, you know, I like the way the graded books look. Some people like it raw. I mean, that way you can take it out and read it. But with the way that, you know, online is, if you want to read a book, you never have to open one. You can just, if you want to read the story, you can flip online and you can read the whole book.
Exactly. And there's a lot of different collectors out there. There's collectors out there that don't even like slab books.
Trust me, because I went signing crazy in the beginning, and I ended up slabbing all the signed books, and then I'm like, not all of them are worth getting slabbed, and then I'm like, I'll slap some, and then I just want to meet the creator, meet the artist, meet the writer, and you know, and not gonna slap it as much. Trust me, I went like I got a box filled with like all kinds of random ones that I slapped. Just because,
I appreciate that.
But there's, I feel that if you're slabbing just random books, you have to have a reason to do it, and it has to be for the cover. And so I think a lot of books are slabbed for the cover art. Because once they're slabbed, that's all you're ever going to see.
Right.
So,
you guys are going to laugh. Venom 3, I didn't think nothing of it. I got Donnie and Stegman to sign it, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to slap this. It's not going to go nowhere. And look at it now.
Yep. Exactly. And it's the same thing goes for arts. It's like, you know, a lot of people, you know, you talk about slabbing it now. That's one thing I like about CBCS. They now have an art. What are you doing, bud? He's doing something. So something I need to get off my chest. Last week was an awesome show, but I'm going to be honest with the community. I'm going to tell you right up front. There was a lot of hate out there because of the conversations we were having, and we never really got into the conversation. But there is some good positive things here, okay? I want to share something with you guys. This is from a really good buddy of mine, and I was shocked. And I had just got done talking to him, and he's a community member. You all know him. I'm going to put a big shout out there for him. My brother's in the house. He's watching us right now. And I'm going to read this really quick, and then we'll get back into this. So after we got on the phone, I pondered it for a while. A good show brings up subjects that are controversial and with an open mind that can be discussed peacefully. If you stay on the side all the time, the show becomes humdrum and can't grow. People have to understand, we don't all agree, but we can come together to agree to disagree. Open the doors to sensitive subjects such. Sorry, I just lost my place.
You're good.
Opening the doors to sensitive subjects should not be avoided because some people don't want their boat rocked just a little. People that are just starting off in the hobby deserve to know as much on both sides as possible so they can make up their own minds with sensitive subjects like with sensitive subjects. Open up, bringing the good and the bad. Overall, educate us all. Don't be afraid to step outside the box. and explore other options. If the hate comes your way, just remember, the haters make the channel grow. Also, and if just one stopped hating you, you're doing your job. Friends will be friends no matter if they agree with you or not. And the real friends are what we need to surround ourselves with. I thought that was awesome. That like made my entire weekend. On a Sunday, I got this sent to me and I was like, wow, really? So I want to give a big shout out. That came from none other than Monty, Mr. White Gloves, my brother out there.
Yep. Well, I love Monty, man.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
My favorite thing, my favorite thing when he comes on the show is that every time I always ask him to sell his little book holder thing. I always love that.
It's fun. But Monty, I love you, buddy. And
my son still talks about his collection. So
does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive. Very impressive.
Well, like this one, like Robert, like this one, yes. I didn't slap it because of the signature. I like the art on the cover. That was the gorilla one. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
See? Yep. So I didn't care about the grade. I just really liked the art, and then I really like Perillo's stuff. So
see, here's
the main reason. Yeah.
Here's some of the questions I get from new people, and you know, it's very controversial with people. It's like, well, how do I grade a book? Or how do you look at it? So the first thing you're gonna look at, like I'll give you an example, and like this Tales to Astonish. I'll give people an example of what I'm talking about.
Well, if you're gonna open that book, you don't want these watches.
Gloves are going on, but I'm not.
Yeah, I go. You don't want these watches, so you gotta put your gloves on.
I got a box of them right here. We're good. So, real quick here, just to give you an example. Okay, now you can tell one thing that's wrong with this book. You know what it is? It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean around the edge. So what you're looking at right away, the spine, the edges, no ticking on the spine, but you can see it's pretty aged. There's a little bit going on here.
Hold on.
But the first thing that comes to mind here is right here. You look right here, you see how that kind of little bit of fold? And then the color. The color is a little faded. It's not perfect. And there's a little bit of rubbing right there. So when you're going to grade a book, in my opinion, when you're really going to, if you're seriously going to invest, whether it's for protection or you're thinking about a book future down the line, you know, you're going to spend like $1,000 on a book. Graded book might be your option if you're thinking about selling it down the road sometime. But that's personal preference. And it's like, this to me, I think it's a beautiful cover. Now, on a grading note, with a lot of the experienced collectors out there, including everybody in the chat and here on the panel, it's like they can see what this is. And what? Okay, so for tarnished, John, tell me what you guys would think this would be graded as an estimate.
Estimate?
What you would think it would be?
I would probably go back to, I would say between a 5 and 6.
Exactly.
Right.
And why is that?
A lot of it's going to be because of the color fading.
Color fading, big time.
Yep.
See, there's one example. And also, you guys, for new people that come in and see this and trying to figure out what are they doing? What are they talking about? This will help these new people.
Oh,
like,
I can show you a graded one that I didn't want graded. Somebody graded it because there was a thing. There's a big palm print in the back of it, and then they graded it anyways, and it's a 7.0, and it's a new book.
Well, I'm gonna show you another thing too. There's
show them. Go ahead and show them that one. Yep. I'll go grab that. I'll go grab that 7.0.
I got something years ago, and I've probably gone through a couple of things, and it's all subjective. But this helped me grading books. Educate yourself a little bit on books. This is a good one. This is a decent one. They'll literally show you a point system of the books. So if you're looking for CGC, any of them, they'll actually give you all the explanations of the book, what to look for, you know, because it's going to cost you on average for a modern book. What is it, John? Like $30 for a modern book?
Oh no. What to grade?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you go with. I don't use CGC, so I don't know what theirs is.
Yep.
CBCS without being a member is 16.
Okay. So if you're a member with some of these companies, but just so you guys are aware, there are these books in the library, these books that you can buy. You can find them on Amazon. But this is actually good. A big shout out for Overstreet, but but it helps you grade. It shows you what to look for in a book, which is really cool. And even if you don't want to grade it, it still gives you an option. You can always write down, like I write on the back on the sticker on the back of the book, on the laminate. I'll have notes. It tells me what's wrong with the book, and it gives you a good idea. Sorry, go ahead, bud. Go ahead. What are you laughing at?
No, yeah, because I didn't want this book graded originally. But look, in the back of this book, there's a big palm print, and they said they didn't do it.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We are going to get into this conversation.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's kind of funny.
As much information as we possibly can, because
yeah.
all the time.
I thought it was kind of fun. I thought you guys would enjoy seeing it. I thought it was kind of funny.
That is funny. You can bring that up because that's going to come up in the conversation. Love it. Absolutely, brother. Do that. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. We're caught up, I think. Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, so then, when it comes to that, it's really personal preference of what you're doing it for. If you're doing it to preserve the book, it's personal. Like a lot of people out there, we have a lot of 9/8 people that only like their books to be 9/8. Not there.
Or the boy who has 7, especially 9/8. Yeah, 9/8 white pages. It has to be white pages.
But you know what? He has a right to be that way.
No. But yeah, no. I'm just saying. It's an example. Yeah, example. 9/8 white pages. It could be.
Yeah, and a lot of his books are beautiful. I've been watching. You guys haven't checked out by the boys that had 7. Periodically, he's been dropping it. Go back and look at his video because he's got a contest, I think, still going on. You might want to check it out. But every so often, he's been dropping his top 100 CGC slabs out of his personal collection. And it's really cool because you'll get a little bit of history on the characters and why he likes it. And Batman is the boy who had 7's favorite, just so you know. But still, go check it out. It's pretty neat. Definitely go check them out. But even extensive collections, literally when you're talking about big boy books, and I'm going to go into the big boy book section. Let's say you buy an Amazing Spider-Man 15. Okay, Amazing Fantasy 15, for example.
Amazing Fantasy.
And you want to get it graded. What's that going to cost? Let's be honest. A lot of money. I bet over what? 20 grand? You think 20 grand? 10 grand?
Well, for the book itself?
To get it graded.
No. Not to get it graded. It's going to cost on a book that size. I think it's 3% of what the total value of the book is.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, if it's a $10,000 book, then it's going to be 3% of that value. So run you, I mean, so it can run you. That would be like $300, I guess.
$300 to grade that one book.
Right.
And then we got. But see, it goes with Golden Age books too. Golden Age books go up in value, and even the rough ones do. And you pay that cost. You pay that. That's their fee, and they all have a fee. Card companies, all of them. They all. It's all about that. What are you doing it really for? Are you doing it to keep? That's the things you have to ask yourself.
I got one example that. The THORO A-okayed me. I want to grade. There's 2 reasons I want to grade it, but the one big reason is that it's A-okay from THORO, and then it's the second appearance of Lady Death Uncovered. That's the main. That's the reason I want to grade it.
See, and that's what I'm saying, and that's really. I'm talking to I understand that.
Yeah.
Totally, but it's like this is for like, you know, the newer people out there, and even
Mm.
some of the new YouTubers that are out there. I've had these questions asked, and it's like, how do you decide and what you want to get graded? And it's really personal preference. But these are things you want to look at as a whole. Be smart about it. You know, don't take a, you know, like, I'll be honest, this is like $1 book, maybe a $2 book. You know, it was a good read, but I wouldn't take this and just get it slabbed. I just won't.
Mm.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
I have slabbed the low end books, but
Mhm.
only because they've had an awesome cover.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put the cover
Lo-
See, and there's
Low
another
end.
on the read.
art. There we go, buddy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff. What were you gonna say? Now,
No. This was how John would say low end. Low end.
still,
I mean, that's one of those ones that when you look at it, you're like, you know, it's a nice looking cover and it's signed.
Mm-hmm. By all three of them. It's artist, writer, and I think letterer or something like that. Yeah, so it's all three of them.
okay.
And with signature series books, you get different people with different opinions on those. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
Some people will say it's just wrong to have a book signed, period. Others will say it should only be on the splash page.
And by the way, I want to put a big shout out there to Carolina. What's his Carolina 26?
Carolina Chris 26.
26. Buddy, congratulations. If you guys haven't watched Carolina 26's new opening, he did a CDC opening. It went bad the first time, and then the second time around, his books he got, go check them out. The smile on his face, showing those 9/8s, he was happy. Happy.
Yeah, but I would be a little still irritated about that God Country because
we're gonna get to there. We're gonna get there because we're gonna talk about the downfalls of grading books.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, do you have any like words of advice that you can give new people that are buying to grade, not to grade, keep it raw?
I mean, I have stuff that's just set into boxes. Like, okay, these are the ones that are potential graders, and we've got I don't know, 10 short boxes of just potentially to be graded. And then as we go through them, we'll pull stuff out and put off the side.
Sure.
But I would say, especially in the beginning, don't send off. You know, be like, oh, this is a 9/8. Oh, this is a 9/8. This is definitely a 9/8. Because you're not, unless you're fine tooth combing the whole thing, because most people look at the cover, look at the back, go, okay, yeah, this is great. This is perfect.
You got to look at the inside.
And they're going to go through it and they're going to go through everything, all the pages, they're going to detail it out. The thing I use CBCS. That's my preference. That's the one I use.
And I'm switching.
and I've gotten books back, and I've been like, no, why did I get that grade? And I love the fact that their grader notes are very detailed, and I can type it right up, and boom, I'll have this text.
And they're free.
Yeah,
and they're free.
And they're free.
That's one of the bonuses to that company. So before we get into the good pluses of both companies, I want to get all the bad shit out of the way first. So I think everybody on this panel and some people in the community out there in the chat, thank you everybody in the chat for being patient. If I don't grab you right away and put you up, it's because we're trying to get through the conversation. We've all had our nightmare stories. An example, I've sent a book into CDC, and
this is a nightmare because it has a big palm print in the back. There's a huge palm print in the back if you guys can see it. I don't know if the light can, but
it's hard to see.
Yeah, but it's a huge
big heart.
It's
on the plastic.
It's a big palm. No, on the book. It's a big palm print on the book.
You mean it's a fingerprint on the back of the comic book?
Yeah. There's a finger. Yeah.
There's probably another example why I got a 7.0.
Yeah. No, I know why, but I didn't want this thing graded in the first place, and then they sent it off. So.
Okay.
Don't eat pizza when you're packing your books up.
Yeah. I know, but it wasn't me. But my thing is, the palm print wasn't there originally.
I'm sorry. I'm a stickler, and so is my buddy in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. This is just my thing.
I know. But
When
it was
comes to
there was no
wear your
pump
gloves, and it has nothing to do with the germs. Now it does, but
Yeah.
if you want to touch a raw book, as an example, you know, this Astonishing Tale is 1960. It's actually older than me. It's older than me. And I'm not going to touch this book raw. I read it, but I read it with gloves on. You can read these
he
books.
touches that book with gloves on, and he does the same thing to himself. So just keep that in mind.
Thanks, John. Oh, my goodness.
It's late night. It's okay.
Oh, man. But there is, you know, seriously, it can go wrong in so many different ways. That's an example that Jeff just showed. Really look at your book from page to page, corner to corner, and be honest with yourself. And if you're not too sure, you got somebody in the community that can help you with grading it, and they give you an honest answer about it, they can give you that. Or get a book, and it will actually show you how to grade a book and their point system usually. Now, we've had community members out there. I, for one, I've sent books to CGC, and they've came back, and it wasn't the same book. Or the other one was, and this only makes sense just to try to clarify that. John,
I'll show you a book that's not the same book I sent out. I got an example of that too.
A signed book, John. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's say, have you ever seen a 10 autograph book?
No, there should never be.
How about a
10
9/8? A 9/8 signed autograph book? There's a couple of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going to get a 9/8 autographed, and that should be the highest, in my opinion, because that's my opinion, that an autograph book should ever go.
Yep.
Because the book has been modified. As soon as he kisses it, it should never be able to hit the 9/9 or 10.
Yep.
I have seen pictures of 9/9 and 10s.
Yeah.
Graded, which it should never happen.
Because of the book has already got a defect on it. That's what they're grading the book for. Just be aware of that, people. You know, so when you hear stories of like where people, let's say they had a 9/8 book, okay, and it was graded already. You can take these books and you're supposed to update them. I think, what is it, a 7-year cycle or 8-year cycle? What is it?
8.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that area, but the new, and that's a new thing, but the new CBCS ones don't need that.
Right. And CDC recommends every, I think it's 7 to 8 years, you reslab these. And
because there's archive paper inside.
Yep. They charge a fee to do it. It's minimal. You have to pay the shipping to and from coming back to you. Okay, so you have to remember the shipping costs. So add your shipping costs into the value of the book. And then what was the other one? Oh, okay. So I'm going to stick with this is the company I'll be sticking with for probably now on is CBCS. I'm really loving it. I want John to show the new slabs. So getting back to what I was just saying. So let's say you get the books reslabbed, okay? And you have a 9/8 book that hasn't been autographed yet, okay? There's a certain way to do that too. You take the book out of the slab. Let's say you break the slab open and you want to get it resubmitted. CDC only does resubmissions if they have like a certified person to verify that it's a signature.
Yeah.
Or you can have on, right?
Well, if you're going to have CGC reslab their own book, you'd send it in like that. You can send it in like that.
Yep.
And that's how I would send it to them and let them crack it themselves.
Right. But no, let's say you were going to, I was getting to that part. Let's say you took this, took it out because you wanted to have Archer sign the book.
Okay.
You would have to go to the con, go to their booth, have them crack it, and then have one of their I only reason I know I kind of know I did it with a when I first started collecting. Go to the booth, get them to crack it.
There, you hear the story. That's with CGC now. That's CGC.
Yeah.
What you to do.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at is even with this. Okay, now the big difference between this company, CBCS, they have
Authentication.
where they can authenticate it without having somebody there.
Right.
And if your book comes back, not a gold, they do gold labeling now, just like CGC, and they change their slabs. So now they're like almost CGC standard. They almost look the same. John's going to show you the new slab. But getting to that, so you can get a gold. So let's say you wanted to go see the artist, and this was the only book you had of Art Germ, okay, and you wanted to get it autographed. You cracked open the slab, put a little bit of blue painter's tape on the cover somewhere where you want them to sign it, have it all protected before you go there, and then they sign it, and then you send it back to the company. Now, let's say you had a 9.8 on that book. That book is not going to come back a 9.8.
It's possible because they're not, well, it can't go higher than a 9.8 with.
Or a 9.9.
Yeah. But anytime you crack a book, the chance that you're going to get a lower grade has shot up immensely. So,
Or you can get these things instead, these little folder things, and you can undo it and have them sign it and then reseal it again.
Those are nice.
That's beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah. I got a couple. You can reuse them a couple of times. So actually, you can reuse them on a bunch. So.
But see, there's.
Oh, your example of a person not getting their original back. Sex Criminals #1. This is not my book.
Wow.
But I didn't go straight through CGC. This is another example where you go through a third company like a third party service where they can mess you up, where they can actually lose your book, but the owner of the company replaced it with a 9.6. This is another example. I'm giving another example, but it's still, you know what I mean? It's still a mess up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's some of the things can go wrong. So I mean,
There's
risk in everything that you do when you're doing a collection.
But this is when I first started, like this is an example when you first started collecting and you make a mistake. This is one of the mistakes I made. But now when me and the owner are good, and anytime I need something done, I always give it to the owner to get it done. I don't give it to nobody else in that company anymore.
Metaphoricals in the house.
Yeah.
Yo, buddy. My buddy in the house. Sean, I'm so sorry. If I could explain, I can't explain. I wanted to be there, buddy, but I couldn't. I had so much stuff I had to get done.
He understands.
Yeah,
he understands. Yeah, he understands.
I like Sean.
All right,
so he understands.
Here we go, guys.
Your new one.
Now watch this. All right, that's the new slab.
Yeah, there's the new one. So I mean, really clear, really bright.
Mm-hmm.
Thick.
Beautiful.
Is it kind of get shorter?
There's your top label.
Nice big labeling. They really improved on that.
The whole label is a wraparound.
Yep.
So, and it's no longer like a two-piece, like the old slab was a two-piece.
Right.
You don't have the clips up the top anymore, and it's like incredibly sturdy.
Yeah, nice.
There's no flex in this at all.
I love that.
There's nothing to it.
Love it.
But I mean, it shows great, and even compared to the other ones I have, I got CGCs here, and then I have the older CBCS. The older CBCS compared to CGC and this one, you can tell that it's a duller plastic.
Oh yeah.
But this one, even compared to the CGC one, it's just clear and it's beautiful, and I love it.
It's beautiful.
And you know that one's yours, but yeah.
Yeah. My slab. He's showing my slab, guys. Oh my god. But what was I gonna say? So like for the new collectors out there. So there's many things. Okay.
Well, I got another example for something not meaning much to somebody else, but this means a lot to me because I grew up on the movie, and I'm a big fan of James Hahn. So yeah, like something like this is an issue 10. It's not
The
worth.
name's Jack Burton.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's not.
You
know what I mean?
Didn't he? Didn't he sign it?
Yeah,
there too.
He signed it in Cantonese. He signed it in yeah.
That's right.
And
so it's like a secret language.
Yep.
No. Yeah, but the funny thing is, the slab says it's signed by James Hahn and Lopan.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sentimental too. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's that's one. I know this book is an issue 10. It's not worth, it's not worth money.
Anything. But see, that's an example.
Right.
That's something that means something to you. So it really depends on your collecting habits.
Yep.
What you collect, how long you've been collecting,
Mm-hmm.
that whole thing. It's a really personal preference. Now I gotta show you guys something before you show that, John. Do not show that just yet. Is that the thing today?
It's what?
Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got some fire to show you guys. Sorry, John, but you underestimate your art skills. Sorry, buddy, but I think it's cool. And this means something to John, too. But check this out. First, before we go any further, we are like 41 minutes in. Sorry, John, but I'm going to drop you your line here.
Okay.
Straight fire. Love it. Now,
yes, you can talk to a real person.
Yes, you can talk to a real person. But check this out, you guys. John just did this today. Here, so I got a tease of it. Thing is awesome. Wait until you see this.
All right. So we were talking about books that that mean something to us.
Yep.
So the Predator and the Aliens books, they're not huge. Well, I mean, I love the alien stuff, but so I did this because these are two of my favorites, and I just wanted to
look at the art. The art that you did on those are awesome, buddy. The way you did the alien and did the Predator on the other side. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's just something that I did, and I just wanted something cool to show off. So
cool, dude. Very, very nice.
I wasn't sure if I could pull the alien off, but
you did.
It came out well, so I was happy about that.
Very, very cool. So actually, what's that, bud?
I said no. Actually, I wouldn't mind this one in a frame.
Yeah.
If anything, yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Get some ideas, John. There you go.
I used to do some. Yeah, I've already. I can think of a lot of things to throw around some scroll work around the outside of the frame.
Yeah.
That
one, and then
maybe even that little, couple claws coming around the side from the, the little white ape tunnel monster.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh,
but, like I said, like that one is I know it's an issue 10. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? But I grew up with watching his movies and stuff, so it means something to me. So like that's for the new example for new collectors that collect stuff. It's like it doesn't have to mean, you know what I mean? It might not cost a lot, but you like the character or you grew up on the character, you know what I mean? That's the one thing. So
right. I mean, there's books that are special to you, and then there's books that
Yeah.
I mean, well, even if you search through eBay and you're like,
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay that for a book, and then it sells, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, we all have memories from the past that were put into comic books. I mean, there's all kinds of the '80s shows that we loved that were made into books, and one day you come across it, you're like, oh man, I love that show, and I'd love to have that book and display it or something like that.
And that's the same thing goes for like modern books too. Even like 70s and so on. What was it? What the heck? What did I do with it?
I know the modern variant cover. That's a whole different show and a whole different.
It's a whole different ball game, big time. I'll give you an example, boys. I was pretty ecstatic. What was it last? I think what did it come out a week ago? It's Vampirella 10. I'm very particular about Vampirella 10 or Vampirella in general. Perillo. Say his name right. The artist that did this cover, straight fire. And I seen Vigilante earlier today doing a stream, and he actually showed these books, and I was like, heck yeah. But you'll see why this called to me, guys. And I think I might have showed this before, but I'm going to show it anyway. So this is for my brother. And by the way, if you didn't notice, Jeff, I was on that contest show with
I watched. I was there.
I was for you, buddy.
Yeah, I showed up.
For you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And they all wrote it about Robert. They all wrote.
Fire.
And I think he should have shown a Betty Page, but
yes, I should have. Trade dress. Yeah, because it would have been more my, I guess, mine thing. And then there's this one. That's the one that everybody will see. And then you'll see a black and white one like this. Notice how the writing's a little bit different. So for new collectors out there, there's your other preferences. All the multiple.
And then one thing that you need to explain to them too, Robert. It's one is a normal issue and one is a 1 in 50 too. 1 in 50 or a 1 in 10,
well,
depending on.
You can tell them when I flip it around.
Yeah.
So then I like this cover. I bought specifically because I'm an H.P. Lovecraft fan. So the Cthulhu creature behind her, and I got two of the red tint version. So which one is this, Jeff?
Which the red tint is the black and white. I think it's a 1 in 50, and then the colored one is like a 1 in 25 or 1 in 10, something like that. Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got two of those, and those are going to be CGC or not CGC, CBCS graded.
Yeah.
And then I had the black and white. And I like the black and white better because I just think it brings out the image much more. And I bought two more. So I have three of them now.
Yeah.
And they will be graded. And the thing is about modern books, you really have to look at, especially when you are buying them to be graded. If it's something you really like, that's something I really like. So you buy multiple ones from the manufacturers. And usually you'll buy 5 of that one copy that you really want. And the reason why you're doing it is because when they get shipped and they get handled and they get put through the mail, they get messed up, or the person you bought them from didn't protect them right. So they might have a tick on it. They'll say it's near mint. I know everybody's had that nightmare story with eBay. Everybody has. Lisa Nobe, how are you? Nice to see you. But everybody's had that nightmare story, but go ahead, keep going, guys.
And then one other thing that Robert was alluding to, they're 1 in 50s. There's all kinds of other ones, and they're store exclusive that only 100 to 80 or 100 issues only come out.
Beautiful cover. What is it?
And this is a artist, Sun K from Canada. And it's 0 day. Oh, it's the zombie one by that
Zombie Tramp?
No, not Zombie Tramp. Zero. My bad. 0 day. 0 day. Like Zero Day. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's by Sun K, and like I want this graded eventually, but I wanted to have Sun K sign it and then grade it. You know what I mean? So and it's a limited issue. It's 100 copies, and I got issue 88 of the 100 copies.
Nice.
So
Kyle from New Zealand's in the house. He's in the future, guys. Just so you're aware. Kyle, my buddy. Yo.
Always show an example. You know, that's another example of store exclusive. Like the Vampirella I showed off that I like the art of. That's a store. That was a store exclusive. You know what I mean?
Those are all the things you have to take into account. You know.
Yeah.
And if you're a serious collector, you might do it. You know, I've been collecting since I've been 10. You know,
right.
And it's like you want to protect some of those older books. Here's another example of that.
Oh, and one other reason you will want to protect it. This is another like example that is not exactly mine example, but it's Tim's example, or like Mylar's example is if it's a last issue of on a last run, it's a lower printed book. You might want to grade it because it's a lower printed and it's hard to get a hold of. You know what I mean? So that's one reason.
You got any comments, John?
That's another preference. So
I mean, talking about the raw prints.
Yeah, any of that. Yeah.
And the variants.
Yep.
And the variants and all of them.
That's what I hate. That's the only. That's the
one
thing
about like if you go with Dynamite.
Go ahead.
You go with Dynamite. They'll start with A cover, all the way up to Z. I'm just being honest because if you count the store exclusives, it's almost up to Z. So A to Z, pretty much.
Well, I mean, they did the same thing with Detective 1000. They did the same thing with Action 1000. They did,
Black Cat. Oh my God, Black Cat. Last year when it came out, what did they have? 30 copies, 30 different variations of it.
Yeah.
And what they count on the people that chase all the covers. I've got to have them all. Well, yeah. When you get that many, you're just. I say it almost discourages people.
Yeah.
Than encourages people.
That's just when you get toilet paper shortages sometime. That's some of them. Yeah. I'm just being honest. That's some of the.
At that point, you're only buying for the cover.
Yep.
I mean, you're buying for cover.
It's high class toilet paper.
So I mean, you pick the one or two cover arts that you like. I like how that looks.
Well, you were talking about Black Cat, so I said that's a high class toilet paper right there.
Yeah. But if you're buying if you're trying to buy the book that goes up in value, when they throw 50 covers at you, and only one or two of those is going to shoot up. I mean, you're trying to find what's the cover that everybody's going to love.
You're going to be rolling pretty much. If there's 50 covers, you're going to be rolling dice pretty much. You're going to be, I like this one, or I like that one, and then
so at that point, pick what you like.
Yeah.
And damn the rest.
Got this cover. She's got good taste. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that cover. Oh my goodness, that totally spoke to me.
Oh,
and it's really
like Conquistador said, with the variants, you just got to pick a letter from a hat and see what you get.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly right. Yes, Javi.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean it's whatever. Pick what you like. Yeah, if you like it and you take care of it and you love it, even if it's not extremely valuable, at that point, if you love it, somebody else is going to love it too, and they're going to come back to it, 5 years from now, 6 years from now. They're going to be looking for that. I really like that one cover. Nobody else did. And sometimes it's that cover that nobody bought, and they all got.
Like that one.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have it. Could I grade it? Yeah, I could grade it. It'd probably get like a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got tape on it. but you know what? It's got beautiful history on it, and this is one family owned. You know, my family's had this in there. I got this from my uncle,
Mm-hmm.
and this is 1951, and it's a great story. I've read it. I've literally read it. These classic horror ones are fantastic, and it's pre-code horror, which means that it didn't have the Marvel stamp. Your pre-code. I'll give you an example.
Oh yeah, comics code. You mean pre-code, pre-comics code,
That little symbol.
pre-code
Right
comics
there.
code.
They're not on the older ones.
Back when the horror books were horror books,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and they could pretty much show anything.
Exactly. When they changed it, it was you couldn't have what zombies or anything drug or what nudity related. Is that what it was?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Drug
what it
was in there for a long time.
Yeah. There was a bunch of different things on it.
I mean, even
But,
the alcohol issue from Iron Man didn't have the comic code.
Right.
And he was just drinking. So
Yeah.
I mean, now they wouldn't even, you know, it's like the filter for the TV. It's just not there. Why even have it? So
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So 11 in the chat. Appreciate it. Wow. Thank you so much, everybody that came tonight. Appreciate it. What else are you going to talk about, buddy? Oh, like this is my thing, but you didn't notice it until I actually mentioned to you, Jeff. This part here, you guys. I want you to see something on this book. I showed Jeff. I love this book. It's a beautiful cover of her, especially with the flowers in her hair.
But the fingers is driving Robert nuts. I know.
Yeah, look at her fingers. Okay, you guys already know in the community, I do not like feet.
Yeah,
but
they look But like I said, I really like this cover, and I may actually just grade it, and I won't even have him sign it because I just really like the cover because of the art.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
But my thing is, there's no space for him to actually sign it. I mean, there is if I really wanted him to, but I really don't want him to sign it because I really don't want him to ruin it.
See, when you see these like this is an art piece. Why do they make virgin covers without the trade, with no writing on it? It's for those people like us that can enjoy that artist's look.
Another one that you can't afford his original piece. His original piece is over $5,000 or more sometimes.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And a commission from them, a commission from Carla is $680.
Yep.
A commission from her.
Dude, I'm used to you coming in so crystal clear. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, like an example, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to be scrounging up a lot of money just to say if I wanted a commission from her, you know. So, you know, something signed by her and graded, it's a little cheaper, you know. So that's another example.
Have you read any comics lately, John or Jeff?
Yeah, I've read the one that he was mentioning, Sinister. This.
How is it? You said you're going to read it. I want to know how it is.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually all the side characters. Yeah. It's pretty much all the side characters of Vampirella. Like this is actually Vampirella's. This one is Vampirella's girlfriend, but something happens to her. You guys are gonna have to read it to see what happened. Oh, actually, read issue 11 to see what happens to her. And then Panthera is the panther right here. It's Panthera. It's the mutate. It's the female that comes from Vampirella's planet that can actually mutate into Panthera. And then I forgot the other two characters, but they're two new ones because from the new run. They're two new characters from the new run, but it's pretty much.
Okay, so who did the book? Who did the book on the inside?
Christopher Caprice did the writing. This is the Joseph Michael Linsner cover. This is the Linsner cover.
How's the art on the inside? Is it good? Is the story good?
Story's okay. It's
I'll be honest, buddy. I did read this issue 10.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay on the inside. I mean, it was okay. It was
Yeah,
okay.
artwork's okay, but like if you're hard, like I said, if you're a hardcore Vaporella fan, he's pulling from like Warren days. He's pulling from back. He's pulling from way back. If you're not hardcore fan, if you're not like explaining to them, if you're not a hardcore fan, I would go with the Grant Morrison run. Yeah, it's a great run. It's a great story. So I would go with that Grant Morrison and Mark Millar run. That was a great run to get started on if you guys wanted to read something Vaporella in general.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the one I just got done reading was 6 issues. I bought the trades because I didn't want to wreck my books anymore.
Right.
So I got Fatal, the Ed Buebreger, the trade number 1, and I got number 2, so I can read these. And this, I'm going to tell you again, if you find this trade, you haven't read it, or you haven't read any of these books, this is so good. If you like mystery, suspense, horror, thriller, a little bit of gore, even the art on the inside of this is excellent. Excellent. It's so good. Great read, great book. Came out a couple years ago by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, but they made issue. Fatal came out 1 through 24. I think there was 24 copies of it. Great story so far. I just got through the first one. Now I'm reading the second one. Definitely a must buy if you get a chance. If you haven't read it yet, check it out. John, you anything?
It's been a hectic week. I've read.
Yeah, no.
So.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
been a hectic week for me, but how de-stress is these guys.
That's how my de-stress goes, pretty much. If I have enough energy, yeah, I'll end up reading a little bit. So to de-stress, sometimes when I need to de-stress, I'll read a couple of books. Some of them I just collect for covers, like this one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to call this.
I sent you the Instagram message of her ghostwriter. She
That's
did.
the one okay, so that's who that is.
Yeah.
The ghostwriter was cool.
Yeah.
Yay!
I will put in the I put it in the chat. www.frogboy.com. You've probably seen him on Instagram. If you haven't seen him on Instagram, look him up there and go to his website and look him up. The artwork that this guy does,
yeah,
I mean, just mind blowing the kind of stuff he does. He'll take one cover and make a full size painting out of it. And once he's done that one cover, he won't do it again. So out of respect to the artist, but man, the work he does, it's an exact. He will duplicate that cover, like he would take that and make it into a 3x5 canvas painting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
gorgeous.
That'd be interesting.
You already got one done, right? You're still waiting for it.
I'm getting 2 made, but they're 2 years out.
Yeah.
I mean, he is booked 2 years out, so it gives you time to save because they ain't cheap.
Takes a deposit, and then he will take care of it.
He takes just a little bit down, and that'll lock your book in.
Yep.
And then you have time to save the money for it over the next 2 years because that's how far out he is. But definitely look him up. Hit him up on Instagram. He's a great guy to chat with.
Say it again, bud. Who is it again?
Frog Boy.
There we go.
FRAWGBOY. And if anybody's interested in getting a frame made for something big, small, whatever, hit me up on Instagram, Marvelous Comics 73. Be glad to talk to you. I mean, I do.
Now that we have you there, might as well just one more time.
No, don't do it again.
Okay.
Just hit me up, Marvelous Comics 73. I'd be glad to work with you, and I just do these things for fun. So,
yep.
Yeah. Maybe it's something you like. Maybe it's something you want to give somebody that you know they don't have. So,
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I know. I'm gonna hit him up for at least 2.
Mhm.
Cool.
I know that much. Yeah.
So, anything you got going on, John? This would be the end. We're at the hour mark.
Oh, really? I can go to bed?
Yes.
Good
Sorry,
Lord.
buddy.
I made it again. Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, I love the comics. I love the comic community. Hit me up. I'd be glad to talk to anybody anytime. So, hey, yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
it's just a lot of fun.
Show me slide one more time. Show me art piece one more time. What do you finish?
All right. So,
Nice. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
that's my Alien and Predator. So,
Yep.
my first appearance of Alien in comics, first appearance
Yeah.
of Predator in comics.
Yeah, you don't give yourself enough credit, John. I mean, that's really
Exactly.
nice.
Make those frames. Show them.
Yeah.
Show them the one without the. Take one of the books out of the frame, just to show them the back. They might want to see the back of it.
The back of what?
The where the case goes in. There you go. Show them what it looks like.
That.
So that's how it is. And then show them the back real quick.
And then you can mount it.
Boom. Done.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really nice. Nice and sturdy. John, thank you so much, buddy. If you don't want to stick around at the end of the show, you don't have to, bud.
I'll talk to you for a minute.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For 1 minute.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, buddy.
I got a couple of things going on. Silver Age Sundays tomorrow. Extreme Nerd Table tomorrow. And then I have every Wednesday, Cantonese Comic Wednesday. I may do 2 versions of it. I may do a video version and a live version. So depending on if my job lets me, I'll probably do that. And then you may get a surprise video out of me next week. So be on the lookout and hit your notifications if you're subscribed to me. So, all right, that's all I got going on. Robert, what you got going on?
So thank you very much, community. I appreciate it. Everybody that showed up in the chat tonight, Biggie Shaq, Udat, everybody. Big shout out there to everyone that showed up tonight. I really appreciate it. John, thank you for being here. We got 10 people watching. Awesome, you guys. Love you guys. Hopefully we'll have a guest next week. We'll see what happens. And I hope if you have any questions, just ask me on Instagram. Ask my buddies here on Instagram. They all got Instagram accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Go check them out. Anybody in the chat, go check them out. Talk to them. You have a serious question about grading books, which you should do. We're more than happy to help you, steer you the right direction. Okay. Yep. We don't want you to have a bad experience.
Hey, Robert.
Yes, sir.
I did reach out to Mark, Frog Boy, about being on your show.
Yep.
So I'm still working with him. He gets anxious.
Awesome.
So
okay.
He's an artist.
That'd be great. Right up my alley.
So I'm working on it and trying to get him to pop on here. So
that would be awesome. Thank you. That would be excellent. Okay, so everybody out there, as I always say every week, hope to see you next Saturday at midnight. The Nerdy Collective Show. Peace, love, blessed be. And we are out.